Hi everyone, Geraldine Little Snippets 1 here, and today I'm coming on to share with you a few projects I've recently made. They're all small projects, nothing big or terribly complicated. The first thing is a little blue cardigan I made for Mr. Snippet's latest grandniece. Now it's knitting, and I'm not really a knitter. I prefer to crochet. My heart really isn't in knitting, but I just think it looks better on small clothes for children. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me, but I'll try and get a little bit closer to it. It's a size 20 and it's not perfect, but I finished it, which is a plus. So just a minute and I'll try and get a bit closer and sort the camera out. There you are. Excuse the fingernails, they're overdue varnish. Now I made a mistake. I'm looking for it here. Can't find it now, but there is a mistake in it where I knit instead of purl or something like that. But it's a fairly easy pattern, and it's a raglan sleeve and, you know, V-neck and all the rest of it, and nice little buttons. So the child's too young to complain about it, so hopefully her parents will like it. So there we are, and if you're interested in knitting something like that, this is the pattern I used. It's Peter Gregory 7120, and a friend gave it to me. I didn't buy it. It's like a photocopy of a photocopy, and I think it's quite an old pattern. So there's a lot of shops on Etsy that sell kind of vintage knitting and crochet patterns. If anybody is interested, or if you want to look up a pattern that you see in, say, in an old photograph, an old family photograph, and you'd like to try it. So that's all the knitting, you'll be relieved to know, because as I said, my heart really isn't in it. So the next thing I was working on was doing a bit of beading, and I made these little flower centres. Now they're made with 4mm pearl beads in the centre and just glass beads around, you know, size, I think it's size 6 and size 8 glass beads. Now I have a video, I think it's from about a year and a half ago, showing how to make these, but these would look lovely, you know, in the middle of a lacy flower or something. They don't take too long to do, so that's another thing I've been working on, is paper clips or planner clips, because they're so handy for racks and things like that. Now the first 4 across here, I cut the butterflies out of material and then backed them with this stuff here. Excuse the crinkling if you can hear it. This is Heat and Bond. You buy it in, you know, shops that sell fabric, and it's like greaseproof paper on one side and it's slightly rough on the other, and you just iron it on, and then the backing, the greaseproof paper bit comes off, and you're left with a layer of glue. So you just glue on the back and glue the paper clip in between. So there they are. They're the large paper clips, the size that are nearly 2 inches. And these are some ones I made on my embroidery machine. But there again, you don't have to have an embroidery machine, just a bit of fabric, something like this. That's the fabric I use, that you can just cut the little images out of. You know, if you have any fabric with nice flowers or little buildings on it, they'd make lovely paper clips. So just an idea for putting into racks and little gifts. Or if you have an office, you could dicky up your office with some nice paper clips. So the next thing, I'll have to refer you back to Mrs. Betsy Doodle, because these are the till receipts. Now I collected a whole pile of them up in the local Tesco. They have a bin under the self-service tills where people put their used receipts or the receipts they don't want, so I just collected them out of it and off I went stamping. These are just stamped on the background, and then the heat gun, and when you overheat it they go back to white again. So I've quite a few of them made. It's a little flower stamp, butterflies, mainly just flowers and butterflies, and this is kind of how it looks on metallic pink paint. As you can see, Woody's Hardware. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'll use them for, backgrounds or something like that. They're quite interesting to do. You just have to be careful to stamp or put the paint on the side that has the actual printing on it, not the back side with the ads or that's plain. So, and finally, talking about Betsy Doodle, she has done a video on how to do these, and she got the idea from a lady called Marsha, who sees these creations here on YouTube. Now I'll try and put all the links to these people in the description box. And the last thing I've done was to make a little wall hanging for my craft room. I had to move my craft room recently due to unforeseen circumstances, and this is what I made. Now, all the flowers and the lovely borders came in a rack from Betsy Doodle, and this is to show Dee that I've used the stuff that she sent me, all her lovely artwork. You can see the borders here and here, and the flowers that she made here. Now the centre bit, Art Washes from the Soul, the Dust of Everyday Life, that comes from, it's a graphic 45 typography sheet. I could only buy one sheet of the paper, so I bought the sheet with all the quotes on it, and I've backed it with just packing, black cardboard that came in the packing for something there about 2 or 3 years ago, and the buttons are also handmade by Dee. Don't know if you can see them there. As I keep saying, please forgive my nails, but they're overdue some attention. And that's one of these little flat back pearls. So that's all my project share for today, folks. So I hope maybe it gave you some ideas and some encouragement. So thanks for watching. Bye.